Wallace Brighton and friend Teddy host a popular podcast, The Nazi Party, where Wallace finds videos of people doing humiliating things and shows them to Teddy while they make fun of the person on the video. Their latest victim is Kill Bill Kid, who accidentally slices his right leg off with a katana. Wallace then announces his plan to fly to Canada to interview him. It is soon revealed that Wallace was originally an unpopular stand-up comic who became popular with his increasingly vicious podcast, which upsets his girlfriend Allie and leads to fights accusing him of selling out. Upon arriving in Canada, Wallace learns that Kill Bill Kid has accidentally killed himself when arriving at his funeral. Upset that he is flown to Canada for nothing, Wallace decides to stay an extra day with the intention of finding another weirdo to interview. When using the restroom at a bar, he comes across a handbill from someone offering a room in his home for free and the guarantee of hearing a lifetime of interesting stories. His interest is caught. Wallace arrives at the home of Howard Howie, an older man in a wheelchair who offers tea and several of his interesting stories at sea. The one who is most passionate about is telling when one of the ships he served on crashed when looking for a legendary great white shark and how a walrus he named Mr. Tusk saved his life from drowning. As Howie tells his story, Wallace passes out from drugs laced in his tea. The next morning, Wallace wakes up to find himself strapped into a wheelchair and his left leg amputated. Howie tells him he saw a spider crawl out of his pant leg and a local doctor had to amputate it to save Wallace's life. Wallace finds the story fake and finally realizes how his insanity when he makes a joke about the spider over dinner, where Howie not only reveals his ability to walk but his plans for Wallace. Having a frightening obsession with the walrus, he plans to fit Wallace into a perfectly constructed walrus costume. His attempts to contact Allie and Teddy, having an affair behind Wallace's back, fail when neither one answers their phone before Howie beats him in the back of the head while telling him that his human life is over. Now fully aware of the danger Wallace is in, Allie and Teddy fly to Canada to look for him, turning up numerous failed leads. Back at the mansion, as Howie continues to mutilate and alter Wallace, he tells his backstory as a Duplessis orphan who often for years was physically sexually abused throughout his childhood and was driven completely mad and cemented years of hatred towards humanity. Howie's work completed, Wallace is sewn into a horrific walrus pelt made of human skin, the tusk made of the bones from Wallace's severed leg. Howie reveals at the return of his beloved Mr. Tusk. Local detective Frank pulls Allie and Teddy in touch with a guy, an alcoholic ex-cop who has been hunting Howie for years, once finding him by chance a few years before under a different name and living situation. He reveals that Howie nicknamed the first wife by the police for the horrifying death of his wife has been kidnapping and murdering people for years, and believes Wallace may still be alive but not as they remember him. They eventually find Howie's address through two convenience store clerks Wallace had annoyed earlier. As the three arrive at Howie's home, Wallace's psyche has been completely broken and conditioned to be like that of a walrus. Howie then reveals that his other secret, his real obsession, comes from killing and eating Mr. Tusk 6 months after living on the island, and out of guilt for his human qualities has changed all these people into his beloved savior in a chance to relive their last day and give him another chance at survival. Dressed in his own homemade pelt, Howie and Wallace engage in a messy walrus fight that ends in Wallace going full walrus and killing Howie with his tusk. Allie and Teddy find that enclave and horrifying as he bellows at them like a walrus. Detective enters and aims a shotgun at it. 1 year later, Wallace, still sewn into the pelt, lives what life he has in a wildlife sanctuary. Allie and Teddy, still broken up over the situation, comes to visit him and feed him. Allie, remembering a discussion she had with Wallace the day before he left for Canada about how crying separates humans from animals, tells Wallace she still loves him before walking off crying. Tears run down Wallace's face as he bellows.
I hope you enjoyed the video. Let us know in the comment section below which movie you want us to recap next. As always, until the next time.